capture many of my dad's significant accomplishments in the written obit as my program. But of course, that misses so much of who he was personally. So we're both going to try to talk a little bit more about the personal stuff we'll talk about. Like this favorite place in the whole world was Peace Island. There's a little island off the coast of Maine where his grandparents had bought a house in 1916. My dad spent as much of every single summer of his life as he could at that house and on that island. He loved it there. It's beautiful, and the house looks out over a rocky cliff to the ocean. His grandparents' house eventually became his, and next door is his cousin's house, and next to that, her daughter's house, and elsewhere on the island, his brother and his family also have other houses. With a circumference of only 3 miles, it's possible to get around exclusively on foot and on bicycle if you want there. And my dad loved to surround himself and to continue to use the actual items of everyday life that his parents and grandparents used in their life. He had so many of those old things, like a rickety old toaster that I think predated the war, the Great War, that is. He had a black rotary telephone nestled into a red telephone table with a note for telephone books. And on summer weekend waffle mornings, he'd bring down a waffle table from upstairs himself, and he'd heat up the ancient waffle iron on that same table that his mother and his grandmother had used to make waffles for their families. Why not use this other table, which is downstairs already? My husband once innocently asked him. And my dad replied, very confused at the asking, because this is the waffle table. Until just a couple of years ago, my dad would still climb down the rocks by our house and fill a bucket of water to use for boiling lobsters for dinner. You gotta use fresh ocean water, it really just isn't the same. And my dad liked to tell us about how he had his very first job on that island at about the age of 5. He was delivering donuts by foot for an island bakery. And he got paid in donuts until his mother decided he had enough donuts and she had to intervene. On the island, we got to have family time that was so difficult for us to get back in New York, where he had so many competing demands for his time and attention from work, civic, and charitable commitments. My dad was a member of the little tennis club on the island for 89 years. And even this last summer, at 89 years old, he managed to make it out on those courts and play a few times. He also loved history, both the kind you read in books, but also his family history. They were very much connected, of course, and he felt connected to his family's past as part of his own story.